Oh, it's from an D block. They're rioting because their radio was confiscated. Thought you'd approve of that. Individuals lashing out against authority.
Yeah, well, people can't let themselves be pushed around forever, Bea. They've got to act sometime, you know.
Now, that's what we thought.
Oh! Keep still.
Oh, I bet your mate's getting Davo worse than this. Okay, check to see if it's all clear. It's not big.
Hey, what's going on, Mrs. Powell?
As if you didn't know, Brian.
I'm fed up with your criticising. If you don't like it, why don't you do the cooking?
Looks like I'm going to have to. I might as well. I do everything else.
Oh, you haven't done so marvellously so far, have you? Coming out here without any food, and we haven't got Andrea back.
We will. It'll be no thanks to you when we do. God, you're hopeless. You should go home and play with your dolls. What are you doing? Sit down.
No!
Oh, damn! You go that way.
Come in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for the governor.
Yes, well, Mrs. Davidson's not here today. I'm the deputy governor. You must be Conway.
Yes, that's right. Janet Conway. I've just been posted here.
Jim Fletcher. I'm in charge for the moment. Well, I'm glad they sent us somebody so quickly. We're very understaffed at the moment.
Well, I'll try and learn as quickly as possible. You'll just have to bear with me for a while. I imagine there's a lot they don't teach you in a training school.
Training school? This is your first job?
Yes. Didn't they tell you?
This is incredible. I know how understaffed we are, and they send us somebody who doesn't even know the ropes. Look, I'm sorry. I know it's not your fault, but really, we haven't got time to try and train somebody. You just have to keep your eyes open, learn what you can.
I'll do the best I can.
Well, I hope so.
Oh, can I see you, Mr. Fletcher?
Yes, all right. Joyce Barry, Janet Conway, our new recruit.
Oh, I'm delighted to meet you. You make an enormous difference round here.
This is her first job.
Oh. Oh, well, we'll all help you as much as we can. I'm sure you'll catch on quickly.
Thank you.
D block's under control?
Already?
Yeah. Bit puzzling, really. No sooner started than it was all over. There didn't seem to be any reason for it.
There's always a reason when there's trouble. Well, at least it's under control for the moment. Yes. Oh, are they? Right, I'll be right down. I told you there'd be a reason for it. Bryant and Smith have barricaded themselves in Smith's dorm. They've got Hennessy.
Who's Smith?
B. Smith. Learn the name. She's the leader around here. If there's trouble, she's always behind it. Come on, we better get down there. Look, you won't be much use to us. Have a look through those files. Get to know something about the women. At least that'll be something.
Ricky, stop it! Ricky, move away from her. Get up. Ricky, help her up. Come, move!
What the hell's going on, Smith? Open this door.
Well, I'm very sorry, Mr. Fletcher, but I can't do that. You see, someone has to do something about getting Mrs. Davidson back.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I've learned a few things from our little friend Andrea over here. And you can tell her mates that unless they release Mrs. Davidson, I will be doing some very nasty things to their friend.
This isn't a game, Smith. There's been another ransom demand. This time it came with Mrs. Davidson's clothes and a piece of her hair. Now, she could be placed in grave danger.
She's already in danger, isn't she? At least now we have a bit of bargaining power.
Yeah. And what's the department doing about getting her back?
Well, it's department policy not to negotiate with people like
Well,
this.
in other words, not doing a bloody thing.
It's not up to me, Smith.
Well, then it looks like it's up to us, doesn't it?
Are you willing to take the consequences?
Oh, now, come on, Fletcher. I'm already in here for murder. I've got nothing to lose, remember?
Look, you get me out of Mr.
Shut up.
Fletcher!
That's not what I meant, Smith. This time, the note said that unless their demands are met, Mrs. Davidson won't live long. Now, you can't take that responsibility.
Well, the way things stand, sounds like she hasn't got much of a chance anyway. But now that we're holding Hennessy, we've got something to trade. And you tell them, if they don't let Davo go unharmed, then they'll get the little playmate back. Peace!
Fine, peace.
Look, get me out of here. She's crazy.
And just remember, I've got nothing to lose.
What is it? Is there something wrong?
Douglas here.
Jim Fletcher, Mr. Douglas. We have a bit of a problem here. Andrea Hennessy is being held hostage by 2 of the prisoners. Unless Mrs. Davidson's released, they've threatened to kill her.
I see. And just where were you while all this was going on?
None of this would have happened if she'd been put in solitary, as I'd suggested. That doesn't matter now. What does matter is we get this media ban lifted.
I've already discussed this with you.
Yeah, but things are different now. Surely you can see that. We need a way to contact the kidnappers. They've got to know what's happening here. If we don't, and the women carry out their threats, Mrs. Davidson's finished.
I told you, Fletcher, this is no simple kidnapping. Terrorist groups are involved. The department's under a lot of official pressure.
Yes,
I will not risk the reputation of the department's...
Oh, reputation. God's sake, man, we're talking about a life.
Don't preach to me, Fletcher. I'd advise you to pay attention to your own job, if you want to keep it, that is. The media ban remains.
You've finished here, have you? Well, go and get somebody to show you around. I'm busy. Yes, news desk, please.
I hope this works.
Yeah, Davo's not too bad, considering. I shudder to think what Vera would be like, and that's who we'll get if we don't get Davo back in one piece.
Yeah, well, that's why it's important that the news that we have Hennessy held in here should get on television.
Well, I don't think it's going to make the slightest bit of difference. My girls aren't going to take any notice of that. Things we fight for are far too important.
Well, it better make a difference, otherwise you can start saying your prayers.
Look, what good is it going to do to hurt me if it doesn't accomplish anything?
It'll accomplish something. For one thing, you'll pay for arranging this whole thing.
Come on, Bea. The girl's already said she doesn't know anything about it.
Oh, yes, I know you've told me, and I'm sick to death of hearing it. Boy, has she got you sucked in.
Don't talk to me as though I'm a half-wit. I told you before, I read the letter that I smuggled out for her. It told her friends to lay off.
That's right. They're not going to hurt her.
Oh, sure, people are always friendly, aren't they, when they send bits of hair and clothing?
It never hurt anybody to have a little bit of hair cut off, and everybody takes their clothes off to get a suntan.
Oh? And where is she likely to be getting this suntan?
I don't know. I was just talking. It didn't mean anything.
Right, you know where they got it, don't you?
No, I don't.
You
I
better
swear
talk.
I don't.
Bea, she said she doesn't know.
Well, I'm going to give that bit of information to Fletch, because it could just be a lead.
And what happened to your terrific code, B? I thought lagging was the worst thing you could do.
Now, don't you push me, because having Bryant on your side is not going to keep me off your back forever. And besides, if there's nothing in it, then you've got nothing to worry about, have you?
You act like you haven't seen food in weeks.
Well, I get hungry when I'm nervous.
You look like a pig. Take it easy, will you? I've got a weak stomach.
Will you get off my back? I'm fed up with you telling me what to do. If I'm hungry, I'll eat.
Obviously.
Well, who put you in charge anyway?
Look, just relax, would you? I think we're both getting a bit jumpy.
Jumpy? I'm going crazy cooped up in here with you on my back all the time.
Okay.
Could somebody loosen these ropes, please? They're hurting my legs.
What do you think you're doing?
Well, we could loosen them a little. She can't get far with her hands tied behind her.
She's tried to get away twice.
Oh, come on, you're not making sense. She wasn't tied up then.
Please.
All right. What can she do?
We interrupt this program to bring you a news flash. Mrs. Erica Davidson, the governor of Wentworth Detention Centre, is missing. kidnapped by a terrorist group. A leader of the group, Andrea Hennessy, is being held hostage in Wentworth by a group of prisoners, and her release is demanded in exchange for Mrs. Davidson's. We could get no comment from the Department of Corrective Services, but an informed source inside the prison tells us that the prisoners of Wentworth have retaliated by kidnapping Hennessy and are barricading themselves within the confines of the prison.
I don't believe
The prisoners demand the immediate release of their governor. If this is not forthcoming, Hennessy will die at the hands of her captors.
God!
We will bring you more news as it comes to hand.
They're bluffing, and keep that thing on. There might be more later.
Well, how do we know they're bluffing?
Because it doesn't make sense. A prison's got guards and things. I mean, how could they?
It will be fairly easy for someone who knows the ropes. And if it's who I think it is, she'll get plenty of help. There isn't a woman in that prison who would cross her.
Just tell Mr. Douglas that you can't contact me. Tell him I'll ring him later. Yes?
I was wondering...
What does the word suntan mean to you?
What?
No, it doesn't matter. What do you want?
I was wondering if I could be transferred to another section of the prison.
What on earth for? You only got here yesterday.
Well, it's some of the women in this section. I don't think I can handle them.
Oh, for Pete's sake. What difference does it matter which part of the prison you're in? Prisoners are prisoners. I can handle the job or you can't.
Well, of course I can handle it.
Well, good. I suggest you do just that. And you know if the Sergeant Ross has arrived in the building yet?
Yes, he was coming up from the gate as I came in.
Good, good. That's it. That's got to be it. Summers at South Beach. Julie, I believe that Sergeant Ross is there waiting to see me. Good. Send him straight in, will you? Well, all right, that's it. You can go back to work now.
Damn, why did they have to get into the act? Don't they understand what we're fighting for?
It doesn't matter whether they understand or not. Not if they kill Andrea.
Don't worry, they won't. They've got too much to lose.
They have nothing to lose. They're in prison already. They can't get away, and if it is
Oh,
Smith...
shut up. And don't you pay any attention to her. It's probably a trick by the authorities. Besides, why would they risk themselves with a penalty for murder?
You said we'd risk it. That was a threat we made.
I think you're forgetting something. You're not fighting the system any longer. You're up against criminals. They have as little regard for authority as you have. And B. Smith is already serving a maximum sentence for murder. You might say she has nothing to lose.
Maximum sentence. God, the thought of any time in a place like that gives me the creep.
I don't understand this. Why should they risk themselves? They're the people we're trying to help.
Well, who cares why? I'm scared. We've got to get rid of her.
Fine. Then what?
Well, we hide her somewhere. Get back to the city and fix up a couple of alibis. Or we could bluff it out.
Oh, look,
well, it's the only way. It's all gotten out of hand.
Relax, I agree with you. It's all very sensible. But what about Andrea? Do you want her death on your conscience? Besides that, who's going to do it? Pull the trigger, I mean. You? We've got to do something to prove we're not playing games. We won't get rid of her. Not yet. There's too many other things we can do to her short of killing her. They've already got her clothes and her hair. Maybe a piece of the lady herself would carry more weight.
Exactly what did she say that made you think of trying South Beach?
Well, according to Smith, Hennessy was trying to convince them that Mrs. Davidson wasn't in any danger. She said that the only reason why she'd take her clothes off would be to get a suntan.
Well, that's not much to go on.
Well, no, not in itself. But when Smith tackled her on it, she became all defensive.
But why South Beach?
Well, that's all in here. Hennessy spent most of her summers there. It's my guess that there's got a beach shack down there someplace, and that's where they're holding Mrs. Davidson.
Well, it's not much, but it's all we've got. Mind if I use the phone?
Yeah, sure.
South Beach local station should be able to help. G'day, Bob. Ernie Ross. How are things going? Listen, mate, I'm on the Wentworth case. That's why I'm calling. Yeah. It looks like the victim might be being held in your area. Yeah, anything unusual reported? Oh, and also, could you check with the local council for any properties registered in the name of Hennessy? Yeah, thanks, Bob. No, I'll hold. I think it'd be a good idea to get Hennessy out of that cell. I want her somewhere where she can be questioned.
Yeah, well, I think...
Now, listen, I can make police assistance available.
No, it's not that. I just think that Smith will probably be able to get more out of her than anybody can.
Yep. Uh-huh. I see. Yeah, thanks, Bob. You can contact me here at Wentworth. Well, a couple walking along the beach did report something suspicious. A scuffle involving 3 women. It looked to them as if one of them was trying to get away. Anyway, they're going to get back to me after they checked with the local council.
Come in.
Mr. Douglas is waiting in reception to see you.
Yeah, right. Look, could you wait for that call in reception?
Oh, sure.
Right. Show Mr. Douglas in.
Mr. Fletcher's free now, Mr. Douglas.
It's about time. I haven't got all day.
Mr. Douglas,
You're new here, aren't you? What's your name?
Conway, sir.
Yeah, well, Conway, next time don't keep me waiting.
I wouldn't even let the Chief Commissioner get away with that, and he gets away with most things.
Would you leave us, please?
Just a moment, please, Miss Conway. I'm the acting governor here. I wanted to stay.
That news leaked to the radio. I suppose that came from you?
It did.
Are you aware of how it's made this department look?
In my judgment, there are other things that were more important.
Your judgment? A couple of prisoners kidnapped somebody and you can't even get them out of the cell. Your judgment?
Well, I consider that a person's life is a bit more important than the department's image.
You blatantly ignored my orders. I've had serious doubts in the past about your competence.
Oh, yes, you've made that quite clear.
I suggest you tender your resignation.
And I suggest that you go back to shuffling papers and playing petty politics and leave me to run this prison.
No, that's it, Fletcher. You're fired.
All right, if you insist. It's usually done a little bit more formally than this, but all right, I'll leave right now. That'll give me plenty of time to talk to all those newspaper men that are hanging around the front
You've
gates.
done enough damage in the past. The terms of your employment forbid you doing that, and you know it.
Very true, but unfortunately for you, Mr. Douglas, that no longer applies to me. You see, I've just been fired.
Don't play games with me, Fletcher. All right. It would seem that things have to stay as they are for the moment, but you will hear more of this, I promise you.
All right, fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a prison to run.
Just make sure you keep your mouth shut with the press. And sort out the deplorable state this prisoner's in.
I could sort things out a lot quicker if I wasn't continually interrupted by politically motivated bureaucrats. Show Detective Ross in, please, Miss Conway.
Yeah, well, I reckon Doreen will be back here pretty soon. She hasn't got the contacts to last in the outside for long.
Yeah, I still can't work out why she did it.
Oh, true love. What do you think? The thing that really gets me is she ruined that project for the rest of us.
Oh, come on, Bea. Dor's only a kid.
Dor's just an idiot.
Hey, how about letting me have one of the beds tonight, huh?
Tough.
Oh, look, we could take turns. Why do I always have to get the floor?
Oh, quit your whinging. You got your share of the blankets, haven't you?
Oh, well, maybe we could work something out. I mean, it doesn't seem fair that she should have to suffer because of something that's happening to the screws.
If she doesn't like it, she shouldn't have arranged to have Davo kidnapped.
Oh, look, how many times do I have to tell you it had nothing to do with me? Anyway, I don't see why you're so concerned.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm so concerned. Because her replacement could make life hell for us. Now, it isn't going to matter to you because you'll be out. But I am going to be here for a very long time. Do you understand?
Look, maybe we should take turns, you know. I think it's only
Look,
fair.
I am sick of her whinging, and I am sick of your bleeding hearts number. Now, will the two of you kindly shut up?
I saw the performance in reception, so I can imagine what he was like in here. Is he always like that?
Oh, no. Only when he's awake. Yes. Yes, he is.
Ross here. I see. Yes, Bob, I'm on my way. Thanks, mate. The local council has found a holiday home in the name of Hennessy at South Beach. A raid's being arranged.
Do you mind company?
What are we waiting for?
There's cops everywhere.
Oh, hell, we'll never get out of here.
Just calm down and let me think. We're all right for a minute because we still got hurt.
You'll never get away. Give yourselves up while you still can.
Oh, shut up. We'll find a way.
They can outweight you. They have tear gas. You have nothing, just one weapon and a toy gun. You'll never bluff your way out of this.
You've just given me the answer. I'll do a Ned Kelly. I'll bail him up and bluff us out of here.
It'll never work.
Have you got any better ideas? Just keep your eye on her.
You inside. Lay down your weapons and come out. You will not be harmed. I repeat, come out peacefully with your hands in the air. You are completely surrounded.
Don't move, I've got a gun.
Ricky! They've shot her! They've shot her! You're murderers!
Don't shoot! She's out of ammo! No, don't!
That's Mrs. Davidson.
I don't know how you found me, but thank God you did.
I hope you feel like a big man! She didn't even have a real gun, you murderers!
Come on, Smith. You can come out now. Mrs. Davidson's been released.
Now, how do we know this isn't a trick to get us out of here?
It's no trick. She's free.
Then I want to see her.
I'm afraid that's not possible. She had some leave owing, and the department insisted that she take it now. She's been through a lot, you know. She needs time to recover.
She hurt?
No, she's not hurt. Just a bit shaken up, thank God. She was lucky. One of the kidnappers was killed.
Who? Who was killed?
Somebody by the name of Ricky Dulling.
Okay, come on, let's get us out of here.
I'll be glad to get out of here for a start, because I was going crazy.
How do you think I feel? Locked up here with her and Miss Gullible of 1981.
You shut up. One of my friends has been killed.
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
Take these two to isolation till I'm ready for them.
Come on, ladies.
Are you all right?
I'm just great. How do you think I am after being locked up with those two? They could have killed me.
Well, you don't seem to be hurt.
Oh, I'm all right, I suppose. No thanks to you. Look, why the hell didn't you get me out of here? Do you know what they could have done to me? How was Ricky killed?
It was unavoidable. She came up behind a policeman with a gun. He fired in self-defense. Well, at least he thought he did.
What do you mean he thought he did?
It wasn't a real gun.
It wasn't a...
It was unavoidable. He didn't know until it was too late.
Don't you think that the authorities are going to hush this one up because I'm going to make sure the newspapers get the whole story? In fact, a lot of people are going to want to join our movement now. I mean, how could you help but feel sympathy for a young girl cut down and all she had was a toy gun? The newspapers will play this up big.
Oh, yes. And I bet you can't wait to pose for the photographs.
Look, I care that Ricky was killed, but our movement's the important thing. Her death will be used to further our aims.
Well, I'm sure if she knew that, she would have managed to get herself killed a long time ago.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. Hey, what's going to happen to Smith and Bryant?
Well, they'll face charges. Probably end up with extended sentences.
Yeah, well, they deserve it. And while you're at it, you may as well get birds worth, too, because she helped them. She bought them food and things.
Well, of course, the police have a case against you, too, you know. I mean, it was quite obvious that you were involved in the kidnapping right from the start. I'd say that you'd be spending quite a bit of time in here.
In here? Oh, no. They can't keep me in here. Not with those women. They'll kill me.
Well, of course, there is another way. It'll keep you safe. That is, if you're interested.
Doreen? It's Mrs. Morris. Doreen? Pete? You sent for me?
Yes, could you go to isolation and get me Smith and Bryant, please? Problems?
Oh, no, it's just,
Oh, yes, of course. There was nobody here yesterday to show you around, was there? Look, I'll get somebody to show you the way.
No, it's all right. I know where it is.
What do you reckon they'll do to us? I mean, they could come down on us like a ton of bricks. Assault, abduction, you name it.
Yeah, it'll be pretty heavy, all right. And the publicity won't do us much good either. It'll be the same old story. They'll have to make an example of us.
Oh, well, they got to take into account the reasons why we did it. I mean, we only did it to help Davo. Nobody got hurt.
Well, you don't think Fletcher's going to tell the brass that, do you?
Why not? It's the truth.
Oh, wake up, Australia. This is his big chance to play the governor. Look, he said his head on telly. Everyone's talking about how clever he is.
Yeah, and we're the ones that did it.
So what? Don't you remember the rumours that were flying around when Vera got the Barnhurst job?
Yeah, what's that got to do with it?
Well, Fletcher missed out, right? Because the brass said he wasn't good enough. And this is his big chance to prove him wrong.
Well, they've got to believe him.
No, I'll only believe what he tells them. And right now, I can bet you he's down there bashing on that cell door with a sledgehammer, trying to make it look as if he had to drag us out of there.
Yeah. Well, by the time Hennessy's finished lagging, I bet they'll have to believe what he says.
Well, you're dreaming if you think that's going to make any difference.
Well, you were the one that told them where to find her.
Yes, but the fact remains the cops were the ones that dragged her out of there. So they're going to be the big heroes, even if they did manage to kill someone in the process. Uh-oh. Looks like it's not for us. Come on, let's get it over and done with. Oh, well, and what have we here?
New screw, huh?
Now, isn't it funny how you can think you've seen something before? Look, I know this is a very old line, but haven't we met before, Miss...
Conway? No, I don't think so. Now, come on, you two. Mr. Fletcher wants to see you.
Well, anything you say, Miss... Conway? Conway.
Well, I don't approve of what you did, but the fact remains that Mrs. Davidson is alive and unhurt. Thanks mainly to the clue that you gave us, Smith.
Oh, terrific. I suppose everyone will be so grateful. They'll give us a nice long holiday in the pound.
Yeah, I just can't wait to find out what's going to happen to us.
Yes, well, there will be disciplinary action, of course, but it won't be too severe now that we know that the whole thing was bogus.
What do you mean?
Well, we know that Hennessy was in it with you right from the start. That was set up between you to obtain Mrs. Davidson's release.
But you know that's...
Hey, hang on. I think the man's trying to tell us something. Would you like to explain what's going on?
You know what I mean.
Fair enough.
Well, you're not completely off the hook. You did disobey a direct order from the staff.
Yeah, I knew there'd be a catch.
Well, you'll be losing some of your privileges for a start.
Oh, which ones?
Well, which ones would you prefer to do without?
What about Lizzie? I mean, you know, she's getting out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, Birdsworth had nothing to do with this. There is one condition to this, however.
Here it comes.
When you leave this office, you forget everything that happened.
Forget what?
Hey, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Next door, you know. No lights. We don't want to be seen.
Well, who's this pal you keep talking about?
Well, apart from being the lady next door, she's also one of the screws at Wentworth.
Oh, hell.
Oh, don't worry. All we have to do is keep real quiet until tomorrow when she goes to work.
What are we going to do until then?
It's a worry, isn't it? Don't worry. We'll think of something.
trying to do? Scare me to death?
No, you just look so good first thing in the morning. I can't keep my hands off you.
Oh, yeah, I can just imagine what I look like. Something the cat's dragged in.
Well, the cat's got good taste.
Yeah, well, stop mucking around because we don't want Pal to hear us next door.
Come off it, she can't hear us from here.
Don't you believe it? She could hear us changing our minds in Wentworth. Anyway, what are you dressed like that for?
I'm going to have a shower.
Oh, forget it. I just turned on the hot water and it won't be ready.
Oh, no, I was looking forward to that.
You'll be all right once you get breakfast into you.
Yeah? What's on the menu?
Oh, you'll really like it. It's baked beans and biscuits.
And she wasn't hurt?
No, thank God. Just shaken up a bit.
When will she be back?
Not sure. A couple of weeks at least. She had some leave owing, and the department insisted that she take it now.
And what about you? You're not leaving before she gets back, are you?
I'd like to, just to teach Douglas a lesson. But it wouldn't be fair on everybody here.
Haven't they sent you anyone else yet?
Oh, yes, they've sent us somebody, all right. Name of Conway. It's her first job.
Oh, no. How could they do that to you?
Well, at least it's somebody.
You'd think that they would send someone like that to a low-security prison. It makes much more sense.
What makes you think the department has got any sense?
You withdrawing your resignation, then?
Yeah, for the time being, anyway. I wouldn't give Douglas the satisfaction of seeing me quit. But as for the future, well, who knows?
And what about department repercussions? Will that be very bad?
No, none, actually. No, the minister is happy because he didn't get the flack that he expected to. And if the minister's happy, well, you know all the rest. Which reminds me...
Jim, I think I've made a bad decision about something which you ought to know. It's about Doreen.
No, don't worry about that. We all made a bad decision there. She shouldn't have been allowed out in the work party.
You don't understand, Jim. Look, you see, I found out there was a young chap hiding in the attendance centre roof. Well, that was what all that phone call was about. Doreen wanted me to go there and talk to him. Well, you see, he thought he was wanted in connection with the police. Well, when I left, that's when the police arrived and Doreen and Peter ran off. They obviously thought that I'd reported him.
Good God, Meg, with all your experience, how could you...
Look, there's more, Jim. I found out where they were hiding.
Oh, good. Well, there's no damage done now. Where are
No,
they?
it's too late. They've gone.
Gone.
I gave Doreen 24 hours to give herself up. And when I went back, she was gone.
What a stupid thing to do.
Look, I didn't think so at first. Look, they both thought that Peter was wanted in connection with something else. That was the only reason Doreen disappeared in the first place, to help him. Well, I was able to tell her that there was no one looking for him.
And you thought that'd make any difference? Yes, Jim Fletcher, acting governor at Wentworth. I have some information on the escapee, Doreen Burns. Yes, right. You're a good officer, Meg. You always cared about the prisoners. But this time, I think you've let that interfere with your good judgment. Yes? Yes, I have somebody here with some recent information about her.
What's the look for?
I just want to remember what a sucker looks like.
Oh, what do you want about?
Your little mate Andrea, that's what I'm on about.
Look, we're never going to agree on that. Why don't you just forget about it?
Oh, I think we'll agree on it, and we're not going to forget it because I don't like people who try and make a mug out of me.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Of course, she didn't succeed with me, but boy, did she make a mess of you. You might say Andrea made you the mug of the year. Remember that letter you mailed for her? The one where she told her mates to lay off Davo.
I read that letter. I don't care what you...
Yeah? Does that look familiar to you? While we were locked in that cell, Lizzie took the opportunity of going through Andrea's stuff, and she came up with that.
Well, it's the one I read.
That's right. So what do you suppose was in the one you mailed?
The roster should get a bit easier now we've got a new staff member. You might have time to do some really interesting things like eating and sleeping.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, there's one thing I want you to do for me, though. Lizzie Birdsworth's been granted half a day out to fix up a house.
Yes, I know. She moves in next week. I'm not sure that I'm looking forward to her being a next-door neighbour.
Oh, no, she'll probably keep on dropping in to borrow a cup of scotch.
Very funny.
Well, anyway, I'd like you to escort her there at lunchtime.
Yes, all right.
Oh, come on, you are the logical person. Besides, give you a chance to eat at home.
Hey, do you reckon we can have the radio on?
Oh, probably. Be a lot safer now Pal's at work. Although, I'd sort of rather talk.
Yeah, me too. There's still a lot we don't know about each other, eh?
Yeah. Although, I know enough about you, I reckon. Enough to like you, I mean.
Geez, you've been terrific, Dor. I don't reckon I could have got this far without you. I just wish that...
You wish what? What's wrong?
I mean, I know you've been inside already, but it's just going to be a whole lot more trouble when we get caught.
If we get caught.
All right, if. But I mean, I'm the one that's running away. I'm the one that the police are after, but you're running too now. Just mean more time when they catch you.
Well, you've got to stop worrying. They'll forget about you after a little while.
Oh, you don't believe that, do you?
No, I suppose not. I just want you to stop worrying.
Yeah, I don't want you getting in any more hot water because of me. Look, we should have split up. This way, if we get caught, it won't...
Look, I don't want to hear you talking about it anymore. We are not going to get caught. Look, why don't you just think about what a great time we're having? You are having a good time, aren't you?
Best.
Oh, isn't it a ripper day? God, it's beaut being out again, especially as I already know somebody in the neighbourhood. I was just thinking the other day, what am I going to call you?
What do you mean?
I mean, what am I going to call you? I can't still keep calling you Mrs. Powell if you're going to call me Lizzie.
We'll think about that when the time comes. Now, let's go inside.
Oh, can I? After all, it is my house, and it'd be nice opening my own door with my own key. Thank you, Mrs. Powell.
I'll be next door if you need me, Lizzie. I'll come and take you back later, okay?
Hello, Lizzie.
Oh, I must be off me rocker. I can't believe me eyes. Oh, Dor, I don't believe this. Do you know that everybody's out looking for you everywhere?
Yeah, well, I hope you didn't mind, Lizzie. We had to come here because I didn't know anywhere else that'd be safe to go.
Mind, I reckon it's terrific. Are you both okay?
Oh, yeah, we're real good.
Oh, this is what I call a real welcome home. Will somebody put the kettle on? We'll have a cuppa. And I want to know just how you got here and everything.
Oh, we haven't got any milk left.
Oh, that's easy fixed. I mean, after all, what are neighbours for?
Oh, make me a cup too, would you? Well, you're in a great mood. What's wrong? Forget it. I'll make my own.
You're a lying bitch, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
How long did you think you'd get away with it?
Get away with what? What are you talking about, Jude?
You must think I'm pretty stupid, Andrea. You made a patsy out of me, a laughing stock. I've been sticking up for you, defending you against my real friends.
Sounds like B. Smith's been ear bashing you again. Look, haven't I proved my good faith? I mean, I told the screws that I was in on that kidnap plan right from the start. I only did that because of our friendship, because I didn't want you to get into trouble.
Friendship? You wouldn't know friendship if it hit you in the face. The only reason you said you were in on it was to save your own neck, to convince them that you had nothing to do with the kidnapping.
But I didn't. You know I didn't. I proved it to you. And I was trying to protect you.
Save it, Andrea. I'm not interested in your lies. What about this, huh? What about this, right? What was in the real letter you sent? Now, don't bother telling me, because I can guess.
Look, Jude, I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt anybody, but our cause is more
that's
important
another thing,
than
you and your
individual.
bloody cause. That's the same cause that you would deny knowing anything about if you thought you were going to get more time.
Look, I was
I
just...
hope you can come up with a good reason. And while you're at it, you come up with a good reason for betraying your friends. Friends who were willing to risk their lives for you, one who died for you. You come up with a good reason for that, huh?
Oh, hello. You must be the new officer.
Yes, that's right. My name's Janet Conway.
Meg Morris. Oh, I see you're getting to know a little about the women.
Yeah, I thought it might help.
Oh, it will, I promise you. Because they probably know everything about you. How are you getting on?
Well, I was wishing I'd been posted somewhere else.
You're not in trouble already. You've only been here a short time.
Oh, no, it's not that. It's
Look.
just...
I was an officer once. I know how it feels. But you will get used to it. Everyone gets a bit nervous at their first job.
Yeah, well, I think I'd be happier even if I'd been posted to another cell block.
Well, why? Well, I can assure you it wouldn't have made much difference. The women here are no worse than anywhere else.
Yeah, well, some of the prisoners here bother me, that's all.
Well, I suppose they do. I think it'd be pretty unusual if things didn't bother you at first. But you will get used to it. It just takes time settling in.
Well, you see, I think I remember one of the women from a long time ago. And it's very awkward.
Oh, I see. Which one is it?
Well, that doesn't matter. It's just uncomfortable.
Was it a close relationship?
Look, you're probably right. Let's just forget about it.
I think you're worrying too much. As I said, you will get used to it. Just give it time.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It's a funny thing, you know. I've been worrying myself sick while you two have been out on the run, and you seem to have been having a great time.
Oh, yeah, well, we did get a bit worried a few times, but it's been so terrific being together that, well, I suppose we have been having a really good time if you look at it like that.
Yeah. Well, Mrs. Powell will be calling for me soon. So, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute, Dor? You don't mind if two old mates have a bit of a private chat, do you, Pete?
No, I know when to disappear.
I don't want to throw a spanner in the works, but I have to tell you, that job that he reckons that he
I
done...
know, it wasn't his fault. He got involved in it by mistake.
Yeah, I know. The police don't even know anything about him. They're not even after him.
Yeah.
And you knew?
Yeah, Mrs. Morris told me.
And you didn't tell him?
Well, we were having such a terrific time together, Lizzie. I meant to tell him. I just thought that...
How could you? How could you let him believe that the cops were after him and all the time he was in the clear?
Yeah, well, I wanted to
That
tell
was
him.
a rotten thing to do.
Don't you lecture me, Lizzie. What about you? I never thought you'd be a lagger. But you were the one who told Mrs. Morris where to find us.
I was only trying to help. Mrs. Morris was the only person who could help sort things out for young Peter. And what about you? You mucked up the attendance centre. Don't suppose the screws will ever trust us again. And you've wrecked everything for everyone.
I know, but I couldn't help it. I had to go with him, Lizzie. He never would have made it on his own.
And what about now? Go on lying to him for your own selfish reasons. Well, aren't you?
I know, Lizzie, but I love him. It's been so beaut being together. I just didn't want it to end. I know that I'm going to end up back inside sooner or later, and it'll all be over. I just wanted something for myself for a change.
Oh. Well, if he loves you, it'll be all right. And if you love him, you'll have to tell him the truth. And you'll have to tell him now.
I know, Lizzie. I will. But how?
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside the roses grow, road.